Hi internet people, so I am back from my trip away this weekend and I have an Orphan Black recap video for you. So you are actually going to get two videos this week because there'll be one today and then I'll post one on Wednesday for episode 7. But okay, into episode 6. Krystal was back and oh my god, I don't even know, like, how does she do this? I just don't. Okay, we opened with her vlog with her friend Bree. Bree's hair literally just poof falls out. And there's supposed to not be any product in it, which is crazy. So she calls Art, and like Art and Scott are there, and she's like trying to explain what happened, and you're like, what is going on? Then it turns out that, okay, so with her beauty vlogging, Krystal has been at like showcases for beauty, and she met this guy named Len who owned this company called like Blue Zone, yeah, something like that. It was a cosmetic company, which apparently Dyad has recently purchased, which is nuts. And like Sarah and Mrs. S are just like, what? Like, they're so confounded by this. And then she's like, well, after we went to this party, like, he totally ghosted on me, like, he knows we know something, like, all this stuff, like, I don't know what's going on with him. And then Scott, like, sadly points out, like, you get used to getting ghosted. And I was like, oh, Scott. But, like, there's this whole thing. And so Sarah's like, we need to meet up with this Len guy. And so she's going to be Krystal again, which is actually freaking hilarious because she's, like, periodically being Krystal at the house. Like, she says something to Mrs. S, and she's like, she just like starts using her Krystal voice, and Mrs. S is like, this is a terrible idea, like, please don't. And Art says it's a horrible idea. But she like gets ready to be Krystal, and she's talking to Kira because she and Mrs. S managed to get Kira out of going to her visit with Dyad by saying she was sick. So they actually dosed her with Ipecac, and she winds up throwing up on, I don't know his name, the dude who collects Kira. He got introduced in the first episode. Felix met him, but I can't, it's like Fontenec, I think. But she puked on his shoes. And then he has to tell Rachel he couldn't get Kira because Kira is sick. He thinks she has the flu. She emptied her stomach on his shoes. To which, like, Zen Rachel, like, looks up, is talking to him. He says she emptied the contents of his stomach on her shoes, and immediately Rachel just looks down, and then up, and then down in, like, disgust. And I was like, oh, you are worried he did not change his shoes. But they need Kira because of the stuff they need to get started for the implantations. So she says, like, let her rest, it'll be fine, but they don't have what they need from Kira. So Kira and Sarah have this adorable moment where Sarah is like getting ready to be Krystal. She like puts on the wig and she's using her Krystal voice. It's so freaking hilarious. But she's gonna go meet with Len. While back at the lab with Scott, he is going to do some blood tests on Bree to try and figure out what's going on because Krystal thinks it's because they've discovered too much and that there's a radioactive isotope thing or something, and they're poisoning Bree to get back at them for all of this stuff that they found out about big cosmetics. Yes, I'm using my Krystal voice in this episode. You can't stop me. So Krystal literally like tells Bree, you should take off your sweater and just so you don't get blood on it. Duh. She literally wants Bree to distract Scott with her body so that Krystal can leave, which totally happens. And I'm like, oh my god, they are all hustlers. Every single one of them is a hustler, and I love it. So Krystal escapes. Scott is with Bree. Krystal winds up going back to her apartment, and she says she's gonna meet with Len, and she's like, I am like in charge. You are the backup, because Art and Sarah are in the car, like, ready to go. She actually has an earpiece and has her phone set up to be a camera, and she gives them the password so they can, like, monitor everything. Except she and Len totally, like, start making out and then almost have sex, and Art and Sarah are like, stop, 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 stop. And then at one point, Art tells her, like, you're doing a great job, but just keep it in your pants. So she's trying to figure it out. She's not as sneaky. Her questions become very direct. She actually says, you sold your company to Dyad. And Len's like, how did you know that? We signed non-disclosures. And he's so drunk, like, he's been partying for days because he's apparently made tons of money. And so, like, that's happening. Krystal gets so pissed because she realizes he didn't ever actually watch her vlogs. He just thought she was hot. And so she's in the bathroom and she wants to kick him in the balls. And then they learn that Bree was actually poisoned with a cream that she stole from Len because she's a klepto a little bit. And the cream actually caused her hair to fall out. So they're trying to find it because Krystal can confront Len about it, but Len finds it in the cosmetic bag in the apartment and then confronts Krystal. Krystal does kick him in the balls and the gut and, like, lunges on top of him and like threatens it with the cream, and we learn that it's a delivery system that Dyad wants, and the Neos. And this version is a prototype, and it made all the rabbits they tested on hair fall out. Yeah, so testing on rabbits and people, because Krystal's like, Dyad is terrible. They like test on bunnies and humans. And then Krystal gets back at him by rubbing it all in his beard so his beard will fall out. And so now we know that they got it to be a delivery system, which ties back to a bunch of crazy stuff happening on the island. So Cosima is still locked up, which is terrifying. And no one is letting her out. She tries to get Mud to let her out. Mud won't do it. Mud is wearing a bell as punishment. Cody has been grabbed from the home place by Westmoreland, and he reintroduces her and Susan, and that goes well. Oh my gosh. So Ira learns that Cody is there, and he asks, she wants to know more about the Castor line, and Susan's like, no, just don't talk to her, she's crazy. And then she and Cody actually have a fight about how Cody wants to commit like genocide. Literally, like she had the Castors having sex with people to kill them to make the world's genetics better. And so yeah, that happens. Cody meets Cosima in the basement and wants her to take over a project she's working on, which is terrifying. And Cosima says no, like Cosima is not for it. We then learn a ton of stuff all about Westmoreland. So one, we see Aisha being taken up to the house, and I was like, oh, no. Because Ira sees Cody watching her leave, which is so a bad sign. Ira goes to talk to Cody. She tries to test him, and she does the thing. He doesn't answer his test. He's totally glitching. Like, he already started glitching before he got there, and it's getting worse. He finds out that they're doing, oh my goodness, I'm going to forget what it's called. It's new blood for old blood. Symbiosis? I don't remember. But you like take young blood, you turn it into a plasma, and then you put it into older humans to help regenerate the blood supply. It's actually been studied. It's supposedly supposed to work slightly. It also really makes me think of Madame Bathory, and so now I just keep thinking that Westmoreland is a vampire. He's not. He's not. So that's going on, and then Cosima finds out about it, and she tells Mud. And Ira's like, we have to get out. Susan has a plan, because we learn that she knew Westmoreland when he was not going by Westmoreland, when he was just a college student named John. Yes. And she has proof that he's just a college student named John that she gives to Ira. So Mud helps with the plot a little. She says she is, and then she doesn't, because Westmoreland compliments her. Because Susan was going to poison him with morphine from her stuff. So Ira gets Cosima out, but Cosima is headed to the boat. Ira says he's going to get Susan. He gives Cosima the proof and says that he'll get her, they'll meet them at the boat. But Ira is glitching bad, and Cosima can tell. Cosima has to go get Charlotte and the research she's been doing from the trailer. So she goes, the island people are going nuts. There was a funeral. Aisha has been found dead. They're going crazy. They want to destroy everything about the island. They almost destroy the cure because one of them confronts Cosima and she says, we need to, like, I'm just trying to leave. They've lied to you. She shows them the proof. The island is in riot mode, but they let Cosima leave with Charlotte. They get to a boat. Charlotte is freaked out they're on a boat because it's really far away from the mainland, and Cosima's like, you didn't know this about me, but I grew up on boats, and like rattles off how they're going to be totally fine, and then they head to the mainland. But Ira and Susan are not there. Cody was tipped off by Mud, who she like confronted Susan with a gun. Ira finds Susan. She's definitely been OD'd. There's like lines, you can't see them attached to her, but that's totally what they did. But Ira's already glitched so much that he's bleeding from his nose, and he already started saying, the test question from Cody was, some singers are dancers, all dancers are slim. No, this means no singers are slim. And he doesn't answer. And then he starts repeating, dancers are slim, da-da-da. And then he finds Susan and falls next to her and is like holding her hand, and they're both definitely dead. Like, there's no way. I can't see Cody saving him. So that happened. The island is aflame. Mud finds the photo of young Westmoreland that we've already seen. That proves there's totally a gnat in here. It doesn't prove there's a gnat in here. There was a gnat in here. So she's like in shock, but still stuck on the island because she didn't go with them. They wanted her to and she didn't. So there's that. Then Rachel shows up to get Kira to take her for a sleep study. Not a sleep study. And then Kira tells Mrs. S it's okay, just tell Mom that I'm still working on the story. And so she's trying to explain what's going on through code names and storytelling to Sarah. So that's a lot of stuff happening. Scott may also be hooking up with Bree. Who knows? It was adorable. I'm all for it. Scott deserves some love. So there was all of that from this episode. There's a lot of reveals. I want to know who John is, our fake Westmoreland man. I also want to know how quickly it's going to take Cosima to get to the mainland. I'm hoping only like a night into day, so she'll be back with them very soon. I believe Rachel is back next week. Because Donnie in the preview said, hi Rachel, or like Rachel, not Rachel, Allison. Wow. Rachel is back next week. So yeah, I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. But there's a lot of Allison stuff happening next week. Someone finds Helena, and I don't know who, and I'm very worried about that fact. But yeah, so this episode had a lot of reveals, a lot of stuff happening. Delphine is with Felix and Adele, so hopefully they'll all be back soon because we're literally at episode 7. Like, Saturday's episode is episode 7, and we only have 4 episodes left, which is mind-boggling to think about. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. The island is in flame and riot-tastic right now, so it's a good thing that Cosima and Charlotte are out, but I have no clue what's going to happen to the island. So we shall see. Let me know what you thought of this episode below, or on Twitter. I am at CleffNotes. I will be back and live tweeting on Saturday. I also should hopefully have some cool additional Orphan Black content coming up on the Nerdy Girl Express. I'm not going to reveal anything just yet, but keep an eye out for an article that I should be working on very, very soon. Anyway, besides writing for the Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com, you can find me on my blog, cleffnotes.wordpress.com, and on the Nerdy Girl Express Snapchat, the Nerdy Girl EXP. Bye, Internet people.